Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and it looks like the patch 9.1 finally made it over on the PTR. We have brand new Zone of Korthia that's attached to them all. You have massive changes to the Covenant system, which I'll make more in-depth videos on, class stuff, PvP stuff, a bunch of collectibles, new models, new storylines, new character models as well for some of the characters that we've grown to know, villains as well as heroes, as well as even more character customization, not quite in class in how you design your character, but rather how you transmog, which I think a lot of you guys will love. So I want to take a look at all this stuff in today's video. And I don't ask for this like ever in my videos, but for YouTube, engagement is everything. And if you guys enjoyed this video and like some of the updates or want to let me know which are your favorite updates, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which part was your favorite. It really helps the videos find more people, and I would very much appreciate it. But let's get on to the actual updates for 9.1. So patch 9.1 has a lot of things to cover, and we'll just kind of go in any order. We have a full list of class changes so far with the Blizzard Blue Post. There's some nerfs and buffs, and I want to make a separate video talking about which classes got buffed and which classes got nerfed. I don't think this is a final list, but this is the full list for this early version of 9.1. So far, the PvE changes look like they're trying to kind of dethrone some of the strongest classes for PvE content. That is, means dungeons as well as raids, balance druids, fire mages, affliction warlocks. All three of those classes have seen some sort of a nerf, and it could potentially shake up the meta going forward. Now, I think the meta in terms of how well these classes play will really depend on the raid fights. Just sometimes the way a raid is structured allows certain classes to shine brighter. But with a nerf to Fire Mage, it could potentially mean Arcane and Frost could rise. Maybe even classes like Elemental Shamans, which have rose to some more prominence as of recently, could be more often seen inside of your future raids. But it doesn't completely mean doom and gloom for Boomies, Fire Mages, Affliction Warlocks. Even though Blizzard is giving them a bit of a nerf bat at the start, you have different legendaries that are going to be coming out as well. You have some of them that came out now, and there could be more legendaries to test out in the future. Soulbind changes are also going to affect the way classes play, other class changes that are yet to come out, as well as just how well these classes play in raids, so it's not completely done and over for them. Another thing we get in this patch is, so far, more honor talent changes for PvP. This is good, as Blizzard talked about in patch 9.1, that they want to do a bit of a refresher for honor talents. This is a very first list, and a lot of my time on PTR was spent testing out the rogue changes. We got some legendary changes that are going to be working for PvP, a new honor talent for Assassination rogues, which might make him incredibly good against healers and might make him even better than sub rogues potentially in the future patch. But then you also got some really creative stuff, like Blizzard really went all out, and I haven't got the footage for this yet, but apparently Fire Mages can drop down a Ring of Fire, which is like a Ring of Frost, but it burns you. Off the bat, I thought of a deadly combo: be a Fire Mage in an RBG with a Blood Death Knight, drop down a Ring of Fire, have the Blood DK, Gorfian's Grasp everybody into the ring as Johnny Cash plays in the background. I think it'll be an actual nutter of a combo. Frost Mages apparently can make a Frost Wall just like Mei in Overwatch. Warlocks are able to teleport players away from them. We've seen displacement spells before, like Grip and maybe like, the Priest Grip, maybe teleports by monks, but never where you teleport a player. And I still haven't got to test this stuff out thoroughly yet, and I do want to work in a video, but there's a lot of cool things that are coming out, and it doesn't feel like this list is final. There are already some people complaining that they are removing certain honor talents that were really, really good for some of these classes, so we don't really know if these new ones are here to stay, or if the ones that were removed with this patch are going to be removed permanently. More testing needs to be done in PvP. People need to queue arenas, battlegrounds, try this stuff out in duels, see what's broken, see what isn't, and find ways to make them better. Speaking about creative ideas, Soulbinds also got a bit of a revamp. They are a little bit larger. They now kind of look like the classic World of Warcraft class talents, they kind of go from the top towards the bottom. Maybe not as rigorous with as many options as classic talents have had, but definitely a lot more for us to play with. At a first glance, it seems that Blizzard is trying to add more passives for all these soulbinds to diversify them a little. Certain soulbinds for Covenants feel like they are a DPS soulbind, or a healer soulbind, or a tank-oriented soulbind, based on some of the passives that they offer. I mean, if you play Kyrian and you choose the Clea soulbind, your main Clea ability is actually a heal. Once you use so many crits, you stack up a buff, and then once somebody in your party or group drops low on health, it heals them. If you're a healer, then it makes sense. You kind of want to go with a heal, or maybe even if you're a tank, having some kind of a self-heal for yourself from time to time wouldn't be a bad idea. So what they did is they expanded the soulbind down a bit and they added extra benefits. So now Cleo not only has a heal, but now plays more off of critical strikes. There's now a lot more buffs that play off of crits and ways for you to gain more crits. So now you have more than like one way to play this soulbind, more than one direction you can take it. And as a DPS character, that now might be a legitimately good option, especially if you want to see more big button crits from your abilities. I explored all these very, very lightly, and I definitely want to make a separate video talking more in detail what is new, but there's a lot of cool stuff and majority of these are really interesting, and I definitely cannot wait to bring them to your attention. Another thing that's really cool is cosmetic side of things. Now, Blizzard did say, I think during BlizzCon, that they're not going to be adding more ways to customize our characters. However, a cosmetic thing did make it into patch 9.1, and that is the ability to transmog our shoulders separately. So if you always wanted to go for this character look where one shoulder is one way and the other shoulder is the other, or maybe just outright removing one shoulder altogether, so when your hunter is aiming a bow or a gun, you don't have a shoulder clipping into their face, now you can do that. It's a very minor thing, but it looks quite cool, and there's so many interesting ways that players could customize the characters with that feature alone. Now, to do that on PTR, just go up to a transmog vendor. There'll be a new checkbox towards the bottom that will give you access to transmog each shoulder separately. It does feel a bit buggy at times, but it does work. You can actually have both of your shoulders look differently. So if you just want to look special or give yourself that kind of a look, now you'll be able to easily do that, and that's really, really cool in my opinion. Some of the other things I saw from 9.1 so far from the data mining is a new Thrall model. I mean, he just looks fantastic. And I don't really want to go too much into the spoilers for all the models because there's a lot of spoiler stuff. But seeing Thrall in his gear, we don't really know for certain if we are going to see Thrall in full gear. It could be like a flashback thing. Potentially there's some stuff in the PTR that suggests this could be a flashback model. But if we saw Thrall in full gear again, wouldn't be awesome. Of course, we have new models for new mounts that you'll be able to earn in the Maw, as well as in Korthia. And it looks like Blizzard delivered. These things look fantastic. I really enjoy when the art team gets to get creative and add all these cool new mounts. And I mean, they really are delivering on mounts we've never seen before. I mean, a rideable hand. There's not even a skeleton in World of Warcraft that's very similar to this. And don't even get me started on the Mythic Sylvanas mount. I already raid Mythic with my guild. I'm not a mount guy, and I really want to get this mount. So if you're someone jonesing for collectibles, this I think could be the patch for you. It doesn't look like the new dungeon is available as of making this video, but could potentially be available tomorrow. Some of the models we have for the brokers and the bosses inside of that dungeon look fantastic. I mean, they talked about the pirate dragon, but you never really take it seriously until you literally see a pirate dragon, and I'm very interested to see what that broker dungeon is going to be like. There are even some strings suggesting that maybe we'll be getting bonus rolls back in patch 9.1. I do wonder how you guys feel if they were to add that back into the game. If you were to hang out in Oribos for patch 9.1, it's a lot darker, a lot scarier as the Maw below you has grown and is starting to overshadow all the different areas of the Shadowlands itself. It looks fantastic, by the way. It really gives you this eerie vibe that, you know, something really, really bad is going to be happening in patch 9.1, which I think could be cool from a story side element. Later this week, we'll be testing on April 16th for Tarogru, the first boss of the new Torghast raid, and apparently you'll be able to use anima powers inside of the raid, and as well as the Guardian of the First Ones, so raid testing is already on its way this week. Could this potentially suggest that this patch could come out earlier than we thought? Because some people were saying that, man, late August at best, but maybe we could have it a little bit earlier. I definitely have my hopes up, and let's hope that this patch has a great time in testing. I've seen so many players hop on 9.1, trying to go through the quests, trying to go through the stories, trying to test every nook and cranny, and this is good. The more people log in, the more people test, the better this patch can come out, and maybe potentially sooner. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed more 9.1 content in more detail. Gonna be coming out on this channel. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in another one.